Welcome to the Black Educated Tea Podcast. I'm your host, Makeda Marie, and today we have a special guest with us. We have Parker-Nia Gordon. She is an illustrator, and she does all of her amazing illustration on different books and animation. She's also a Memphian, too, which is definitely a plus. And her work is just so astonishing and so amazing because she creates images that looks like us. So when I see her images, I see myself, I see my daughter, I see my niece, I see so many amazing, beautiful Black little girls in her images. So I can say all of these wonderful things about Parker-Nia, but I want her to introduce herself to you all.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me. I would like to say, like she's been saying, my name is Parker-Nia Gordon. I am a Memphian. I wasn't born here, but I've lived majority of my life here in Memphis ever since I was 2 years old. And I would say the passion that I have for art in general has always been explosive for me. I didn't go to school here in Memphis, but I did go to Ringling College of Art in Sarasota, Florida for about 4 years, and I graduated, came back. I've also been a visual art teacher for 2.5 years. And right now I'm a logo specialist as well as doing some freelance work as well.
Which is a lot. And I want to say as well, I consider myself to be a Memphian. I wasn't born in Memphis as well. But I think after you've been here at least 10 years, you can say that you're a Memphian.
Yes.
So I'm definitely a dedicated Memphian as well. I wasn't born here, but I've been here long enough too. I think I've earned that title as well.
Yeah, if you know the lingo and you get it.
You're a Memphian. You're a Memphian. So if you know certain songs and certain styles, then yeah, you're definitely a Memphian. So I'm gonna just embrace that title. So I want to ask, how did you get started into illustration and arts? Because that is a really acquired gift, especially how amazing your characters are. So how did you get started?
Thank you. Yeah, art has always been my passion ever since I was a child. From what I was told, my mom, like she would have my auntie send me some drawings that I did at 2 years old. And it's like really, it's really wild. I was like, I was doing all the way back then. But ever since like middle school and high school, I never knew how I could make it as a career because in Memphis, there are artists and everything, but I wasn't sure exactly how to really get into that. So I was kind of nervous, a little bit scared too, because like everyone, like I at first I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Really?
At first, yeah, and
totally
then
different careers here.
exactly, like I always loved animals. Um, like even like to be like neurologist and all that stuff and everything. So it's just like I always thought that was so interesting. But art is something that I got into, especially like in high school. So I went to Overton High School.
Okay.
And I was in the CAPA department. And once I got into the CAPA department, everything just totally went a whole different direction. I started to be around people who like the same things that I did. And if it was from TV shows, if it was like, from books and everything, I was like, oh, okay, it's a whole different world. I have more things in common with these people. Wow. And since then, with my teacher, Miss Burton, I always pledge for her because she was a part of my my journey into getting
to her today. For encouraging that.
Yes, like I would say teachers are so important, and they make such a good impact on students and can really help, like just guide them in the right direction if you have a really great teacher. So Miss Burton, I always pledge her, and she said you should go to Ringling College of Art. So she's like, oh, that's all the way in Sarasota, Florida. Where am I going to do?
Florida. It's a whole new journey for me.
Yes. And I was always so obsessed with Disney, especially older Disney movies, like in the 40s and in the 50s. I've always been so inspired and just so amazed that they can create moving objects and moving characters just within like a pen and paper or with paint. Like all of that was hand done. And then now everything can be 3-dimensional or used like on the computers and everything, which is you have to have a skill for that as well. But it's like
and I don't have that skill, so
yeah,
acquire skill.
Yes, so I could say now you can make a whole lot of more mistakes within doing digital work instead of like completely starting over on piece of
Really?
paper. Mm-hmm.
I did
So
not know that.
yeah, on a iPad, you can literally use your two fingers and like tap in the mistake. We're not gonna call them mistakes. I would say maybe like a mess up. You can just make it go away because on like actual paper, you have to erase it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true that you still, once you even erase it, there still may be something in there when you can't erase it
Mm-hmm.
all unless you have one of those really good erasers where it just clears it all out.
Yeah, and what if the eraser is like really bad and it smudges the
Yeah,
whole
so
thing?
it's
So
just
you
making it worse at that point.
yeah, so it's very I can always forget this word. It's very what do you call it? What is that word? Like, it's very helpul to have,
Okay, because I was saying,
like,
look, I am very deficient when it comes to art, so I don't know any
mhm.
other art language or because I still draw stick figures, and my kids laugh at me. They're like, "Mom, you need to upgrade." I'm like, "Look, art is just something, and I applaud you for your artistry because I just do not have it at all." And just to see how it starts and it transforms into something amazing. I
Yes.
just never got that. I never
Yeah.
acquired that talent at all.
I would say, and I tell everyone this, if a passion is there, it's okay if you know absolutely nothing about
That's
it.
true.
If
That's
you
true.
have that spark for it, you will always do better just by making that step forward. Because I want to get into film as well, because I know with composition and everything, to have a successful piece that connect with the audience, the more design aspect, you need to know
Mhm.
how to understand film as well. So it's more than just being able to draw and drawing well. This is you have to be able to make it visually appealing as well.
Yeah, that is really good advice. Multitasking and doing, different things.
Yes.
So I want to ask you this question. How does it feel to be a Black woman and to be an illustrator, with all of your amazing work in the market it is today? How does that feel? How does that look like for you?
I would say it feels amazing, like, to see like someone as myself, like, even though there aren't a lot of Black women like me that I think maybe have the same interest within when it comes to illustrations, like, that's fine because we're going to grow, like, it's
Exactly.
already there.
Yeah,
Is that they
exactly.
haven't
You're setting
revealed
that
themselves
foundation
yet.
now. You're setting that
Exactly, the
foundation for more
foundation
to
is
come.
there. If it's one of me, it's probably thousands more just like me somewhere, and I just don't know them yet. But we've always been here. But it's just like the greatness of social media within like Instagram, even like with Black businesses, has shown a light on their passions and what they are into more than how it was like about 10, 20 years ago. There were Black businesses, but they had trouble really putting themselves out there because, of course, there's racism, there's
Yeah.
bias, there is what do you call it? What was that word? Of course, we have gentrification happening as well, with Black
Hmm.
people having a hard time really staying within their communities, and everything
Yeah.
is going up as well. So I would say Instagram has really helped and is a lot of stability for Black businesses.
It is, and I think we all should definitely take advantage of that in many
Mm-hmm.
ways as we can,
Yes,
because, like you say, with all the gentrification, and then all of the racism and all of the segregation and separation and all of that, I think we definitely can benefit from social media in so many ways. Just so, especially in your case, so we can see images that look like us.
exactly, and that's been my goal ever since, like, I was able to draw, because I know with watching Disney movies, even though I was obsessed with them, if it was from how vibrant the colors were or if it was the story, you within, like, especially like in the early 20s, like all the way back since we got here, in America and all different other places, Black people have always been considered a negative within, like, cinematography, as well as within, like, within film in general. Like, when I would come to like my mom's house, she's always watching Turner Classic Movies, I sometimes can't really fully enjoy the movie because I know when you see in the background, like say if it's like one of those movies where it's a theater movie, you always see a Black person being a slave or a Black
Oh
person
yeah, a
like
maid,
being
you
a
know.
token, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yep.
it's just like it's amazing film, but it's just like, but the way that they treat, it's just those times, you know, it's
I
like I
totally
can't
get it. Because my mom, she's the same way. She loves to watch a lot of Turner classic movies and a lot of black and white
mm-hmm.
movies. And I try to watch them. It triggers me how we are shown in a lot of these movies. And I get it, you know, it was definitely because of the times, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
really disheartening that we're, like you say, slaves or maids, or we're even talking a certain way and acting a certain
Exactly,
way
it's
in these
always a
movies.
negative, so
Yeah, I
it's
totally
more
agree.
so their depiction of how they see us, and it shows, you
Yeah.
know.
And
So
so you're
now,
reversing that. You're reversing that
exactly.
with your images. You're showing that we are beautiful, we are talented, we are smart. You were showing all of these amazing things that we are and that we have been for many and many of
Exactly.
years.
Already.
Already,
Yes.
we've already been grand and
Hmm.
we've already been great. And you're just bringing that to life even more. So I want to
Yes.
get into the topic on your books. You know,
Yeah.
I absolutely love your books. And I love the girls, Karma. I love
Mhm.
her and Melody. So how did you create these characters? Were they from some, you know, niece or cousins, or where did you
Now
get your inspiration from?
the Karma book was based off of Ludacris's brand, which is
Yes.
Karma's World, that's on Netflix. So at the agency at the time contacted me, and they said Scholastics wants to do a book with you, a part of the series that Ludacris has going on. They're in about their third season right now on Netflix.
Okay, really? I didn't know
Um,
there a season. Okay.
yeah, so with that, his team wanted me to do a younger version of Karma. So all of these characters are already done, but he wanted a more different a story, a part of within the actual series, you know. So with what my job was to do was to take from the script that they had written for the, you know, the manuscript they had for the story, and create different scenes within creating the children's book.
Oh wow. So what was that experience like working with, well, we all know him as Ludacris, Chris Bridges. We all know him.
Uh-huh.
What was that opportunity like? Because I know that had to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I would say it was my very first book that I tackled, and also the most difficult thing I ever like
Wow.
as far.
You would have
Yes,
never known.
yes, it was like, you know, it really did push my limits. I can say, like, you know, learned from my mistakes, learned through the whole process. It was a lot of things that I had to really dig for and try to get within myself, that, like, you know,
Mm.
even though this is a very, very hard thing to tackle, I'll do my best. You know, always do your best,
Oh.
you know, even if, like, you know, you may not have the best finish line, but if you stumbled across it, you know, in a way, based off of, like, you know, because we were going through the pandemic as well. And it was a lot of things that were probably planned, but we didn't get a chance to do, in a way, maybe
Mm.
how it would have been differently, maybe like 5 years before. So I could say it was a great experience, but also it was a difficult experience as well, like with being my first book.
I can just only imagine, you know, because I looked at like how it starts and it builds up. And I mean, this is really a time consuming project. So
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine the time and effort and sweat and tears that you put into it.
Yes.
But look at how amazingly it turned out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
And of
very well
course,
worth it, huh?
yes, like I did not do this by myself. Of course, I had people who use their creative aspects of what they need to do for the book as well. And it just came out so beautiful, and I'm just so happy that everyone involved got a chance to do what they need to do, and it got out there.
It got out there. It's out there, and
Hmm.
it is just it's just so amazing. I mean, just like you say, her colors are very vibrant. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
I love vibrant colors,
I
and
do
purple, that's my
too.
favorite color.
I do too. I love vibrant colors. And even when you kind of spoke on like the old Disney cartoons, my son loves like the old Steamboat.
Oh yeah, Steamboat Willie.
He's 9 and I can watch it, but I like how your colors, I mean, of course, everything was black and white then, but your
Mhm.
colors are just so vibrant. It just stands out. It makes me feel really warm, makes me feel really vibrant when I look at the characters and I look at the colors and the hair and just everything about it. So what about Melody? How did she get created?
So Melody is part of the American Girl series. So she's I'm not exactly sure exactly when her doll came to light within American Girl, but of course I know with American Girl they had different time periods based off
Okay.
of those kids. So with Melody, she was during the civil rights movement, I believe like in the 50s.
Okay, that makes sense
Uh-huh.
because of her hair. She has like the frizz
Yeah.
going. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I don't. My daughter is 17, so when it comes to dolls now, I haven't bought a doll in over 10 years. So
Mm-hmm.
I am so out of tune when it comes to dolls. So I definitely. But yeah, when I saw her image, it made me think of like the civil rights, Rosa Parks,
Yeah,
Flip, Coretta Scott King. It made me think of those images when I saw her hair and even her clothes. So really good image and really good positive images of us.
exactly.
Us, our little girls, our nieces, our family, our friends. It really just shows what we can look like in our element, in our environment, in our space. So thank you for bringing those images to light and just showing the world what we look like, hair and all, skin
Yes.
tone and all. We come in so many different colors and shades, and our hair textures are so different, and it's shown in these characters how our hairstyles change. It's like today I have braids, tomorrow my hair could be short and curly. It's just you never.
Exactly. Like versatility within everything.
It
It's
just
just
it
like it's not, you can't dissect us. There is nothing that you can it
nothing,
nothing.
nothing, nothing. Because I mean, from
There's
our
not a
hair to the
formula for us.
color. I have a friend, and one day her hair could be blonde, next day it could be red, the next day it's black, and I just laugh. Then she has the glasses to match. So whatever hairstyle
Exactly.
she has today, that's the glasses that match as well. So it just shows that we're so different in so many good ways. So
Yes.
thank you for that. So I would love for you to leave with a quick statement or a quick phrase that you would like to give to other Black women that's in pursuit of being an illustrator.
I would say for sure that if you're not able to leave the city where you are, if it was Memphis or anywhere, like that's always okay. And not saying that you're supposed to leave. You can build a community within yourself here in Memphis, what I've always tried to do. And there are always people who enjoy and will do the things that you love to do and what inspires you. Also, do not let fear keep you standing still, because a lot of things that we are passionate about is something that may have not been done before. And you sometimes maybe feel that you're doing something wrong, which is not, that's not it.
True. That's true.
So standing still is probably the worst thing that you could ever do. Always try and do your best. I would say don't forget the people who were there when you feel, when you are within probably like your lowest, however you feel, like always give that type of support. But with illustration in general, I would say there are workshops, there are people that you can reach out to. It's okay sliding in somebody's DM,
I mean,
like
that's
if
what
they
it's there
inspire
for,
you.
honestly. It's for business or it's for self-improvement and growth. That's what it's
Exactly.
there for instead of, trying to
Mhm.
talk and go on a date. That's good as well, but use it for
Exactly.
other ways.
But yeah, slide in their DMs and be like, hey, I love your work so much. Do you mind quickly looking at more portfolio, or can you give me some feedback? Like, don't be afraid of what do you call it? Not, it's not professional criticism. what do you call it?
Is it constructive criticism?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
I used to
Don't be
fear
afraid of
that.
that.
I used to fear that. I'm embracing it now.
Yes, exactly. Because I know, especially at Ringling, where I was, and just to give a little bit more information about that college, it was founded by the Ringling Brothers, actually.
Really? The
Yes,
circus.
and yes, uh-huh.
Wow.
And I'm not sure exactly what year, but where I was in Sarasota, Florida, the actual Ringling Museum is probably like a couple of miles away, and we were able to go free within the museum and just see all of their grandness and everything. So it was
That
really
is some
cool.
good history. I did not know that.
Mhm. But
But
yes,
it makes
Ringling College.
sense. It makes all sense because that's not a
Yes.
common name. I just didn't put the two together.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's not clown school. It's so funny because like during high school, I was like, I'm going to Ringling College. She was like, you going to circus
The
school?
circus
Like, what?
school? You learn how to
Like,
be in the
yeah, I'm going to be
circus?
a ringmaster. It was my passion, like
I mean,
somebody,
just
the
to
first
have
Black
that
woman.
opportunity, yeah, just to have that opportunity in itself is so amazing. I mean, you definitely have a good career, and it is only going to increase. I mean, because
Yes,
of the work
and
that you're doing, it is only going to get better from here.
yes, like I know for sure with the brand that I'm starting, Modern Magic. I was just driving in the car and I was just like, the love, like when we talked about the old movies, like but still seeing a depiction of ourselves within a negative
Right.
light. I wanted to modernize that magic of what we've always been there for. So that's
Good title. Yeah, Modern
yes,
Magic.
modernizing that
Yeah.
magic, and seeing more Black people within a more fictional world. Because I know even in a lot of fictional movies or anything, it's still like, real lifetimes. Like, it's
It
just like, how
is.
come, yeah, still like, how come in a fictional world we still can't see ourselves as lead actors and actresses? You like, going on adventures, doing just sipping tea within
Like we
ourselves and being
do.
within our Blackness. Like,
These are things we do. We sip our tea, we
exactly.
drink our coffee, we go on adventures, we do all of these things. Why is it not shown that we do all of these things? We're not
Yeah.
one dimensional where this is all we do. We do so many
Yeah.
variations of things. So yeah,
And
I
I
love that title,
also,
Modern
yeah,
Magic.
and also in one thing, like I love being within nature. So it always breaks my heart when it's like saying like, oh, Black folks don't go camping. Just like
Yes, we
Black
do.
people do go camping.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we do
do.
go camping, and we like being within nature, even though there are a lot of things in nature other than animals that may not be so welcoming to us. But
I know that's true.
so it's
I
more of
love
a
nature too, but when I see certain bugs and I can't identify it, I'm walking the other way because I don't know what that is. But I absolutely love to be outside. I mean, there's days I'll just go sit in my backyard. If I'm just if I know it's a busy day, but I need to just get outside and just sit in nature, I go sit in my backyard and just sit out there and soak up the sun. I absolutely love nature because
yes, and
it's
I put a lot
needed.
of it within my work as well. And it's just if it's the light, like I love lighting. Lighting is my key thing within I want to do with my illustration because it reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of when I would be in the backyard of my grandmother's house and the sun would just be just so bright and just
Yeah.
loving and warm,
Yeah, kids now don't go outside like that. They don't. I'm like, you're missing outside. I'm like, there's so much to do outside, and my kids are like, no, it's nothing outside. I'm like, yes, it just being outside is pleasant enough.
You just be in your element for sure because sometimes you'll be outside for about 3 hours and not hear not one word.
Not one word.
You just probably playing in dirt, nothing, like just totally you just hearing the birds chirping or a cat do
And
whatever. Like
that's it. Just
that's
a piece,
therapeutic.
just a piece of it, and that's what your work does. Your work really does provide peace. It provides us. It provides what we need as
Mhm.
Black people, especially as Black women. It provides what we need, and little girls most importantly.
Yeah.
I would,
Mhm.
my daughter is 17 now, but I still love the fact that she can look at your images and she can see herself because she
Yes.
has her natural hair and she's embracing who she is. And, just to see other little girls that look just like her and just, it is absolutely amazing. And it's time. It is time. It is time for us to be shown
Yes.
in all the amazing glory that we really are. So I just want to say thank you. Kudos to you and
Thank
all
you
the
so
amazing
much for
work that you
inviting
are
me.
doing. Yeah, and I know I can't wait from a year from now to see how many other amazing things that you're going to be doing. I am so excited. I just can't
Oh,
wait. I truly cannot wait. And so I just want to say really thank you. Thank you so much again for just taking time out of your schedule to do this interview. And it has really been amazing. You provided so many history facts and you provided so many details on just the importance of art and illustration and creating images that look like us. So thank you for that. And as always, this is the Black Educated Tea Podcast.